Hey, I did a video it was last week where I was speaking about the ridiculousness of anybody attempting armed insurrection against the U.S. government. Period. Let's get into that. Someone put a thing up there where they were talking about how we've been at war in Iraq for all this time, and some guys on flip-flops and AK-47s to be able to hold them off. Now, what he means by that is he thinks men wearing flip-flops and stuff are feminine. That's what he's saying. He's saying that that's feminine. He's saying it's feminine to do that. That you know what I mean? They're not uniformed troops and all that. This is what you're missing here. First of all, those people over there have been at war for a very long time. Those are economies that are prepared for war. Everybody there knows that. People know how to use guns. That's first of all. Second of all, when they went into Iraq, a lot of people fought the Americans. It wasn't so much just because of Saddam and all that. It was that too, but it was just the fact that how dare you attack us. And people just get any chance to fight against the American oppressor. People came here from other countries. That's true. You had proxies and stuff from Iran. Of course, I agree with that. I know that happened. Okay. You also had people. They know how to use guns over there. They're not at the same level of living we live in, so them not having electricity and stuff is not so much of a fall. A lot of Americans. I was looking at this woman I follow. Her son was on the computer. He was on watching 2 videos and playing Minecraft at the same time. I mean, you see what I'm saying to you? We're dependent upon this stuff now. Okay? You're not gonna just jump off of all that in a heartbeat. I don't think a lot of people trust the American government. I don't think a lot of people would fight for the U.S. government. I've done videos talking about America having problems reaching their recruiting limits or their goals. And what I find funny is they're like, oh, we met them this year. Yes, but it's what you don't realize. They have a lot more waivers for criminal actions. Trump has let in a lot more people who are suicidal in. What has happened is you have people in the military now who wouldn't have been allowed in years ago under Bush. They just wouldn't have. And so you have to kind of put that in there too, is that I've always said you have social misfits. I think the military is full of social misfits. You will always have social misfits. You will always, because that's the very nature of a capitalist society. That's the very nature of it. You have people out here in areas where there just are no jobs. There's I try to tell my aunt that, and she's like, oh, they're so dumb. They're not dumb. There's no future. They come home from war and they go home. There's no factory job. So guess what? You have Uncle Sam gives them a sign-on bonus and they come back. That's the story of the U.S. military. It isn't all this patriotic shit because there's no other jobs. There's no future. People coming from criminal background. I'm not saying they're dumb. They're just in bad areas. You're not fighting the U.S. government. For one thing, like I said, you don't have the regional partners. I don't think anybody in Canada or Mexico is going to help protect a bunch of right-wing white supremacists running around under a Nazi flag. No. Nobody in Canada is doing that. And nobody in Mexico is either. You had people that were in Iraq that were helping them fight the Americans. That were, if not helping to fight, were bringing RPGs. We're bringing weapons. You have nobody in Mexico that's willing to do that. And that's one good thing about this racist stuff is that I think it hurts any kind of legitimacy we have. And that's good. I'm sure you have intermarrying and stuff, Mexican women and white. I'm sure you have that going on, but I don't think you have a lot of Mexicans under this president who are going to risk fire to come help a bunch of white boys with Confederate flags on. I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Nobody in Canada either. Nobody in Europe either. It's not happening. If anything, they're talking about going over to save people in South Africa and stuff. They need America more. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming to save Americans. So there's no proxies to help them. Americans are not used to war on that level, where power goes out for 3 weeks straight. Most Americans don't even have a booster to boost their phone. I carry a booster for my phone. A lot of people don't even have them. You plug it in here. A lot of Americans don't even have stuff like that. You're not doing that. And more importantly, most Americans are not going to support it. That's the other point I have to say, is that those countries don't have that kind of media. Here in America, they can just say you're terrorists. Remember they did with Iceland? Iceland didn't want to engage in the bailouts. Guess what? The terrorists. Yes, I remember that. And I'm like, how can they be terrorists when Iceland is a founding member of NATO? It doesn't matter. They use that word however they please. And that's what happened to you if you attempt to take up arms against the U.S. government. They'll make you out to be terrorists. And guess what? They got a whole bunch of laws they can use on you now. You no longer have your Bill of Rights, your due process, your habeas corpus. You don't have those things anymore. Now you are an enemy combatant. You know what happens with enemy combatants? I think that because those folks had been at war, it might have been a little bit easier. I don't think Americans are ready for killing, of what a real war would look like. I don't think most Americans have any idea of the amount of destruction and chaos. I don't think so. Let's go back to that statement I made in the beginning about some men in flip-flops and AK-47s were able to hold off the military. Okay, first of all, the Iraqis were attempting to, the U.S. government was attempting to put in a puppet government in Iraq. And if you don't believe me when I say puppet, look at what they're doing right now. Iraq voted. They voted for all the American military to leave the country. And now they're not going to do it. America's not going to leave the country. So that's a puppet force. It's a puppet government. And the Iraqis were fighting to end that. The Iraqis were fighting to stop that. They didn't want that. They didn't want a puppet government. You have a puppet government here in America. You have puppet media. It's already here. Once again, so if they want to make you be terrorists and falsify evidence, they'll do it. And now you'll get no protection. I think over there was kind of a honor in fighting against America. I think there was somewhat of an honor in that. That's what it seemed to be. Honor. Yep. It was definitely an honor in fighting the oppression. So I wanted to clarify that the insanity of thinking you have a chance fighting up against the U.S. government, U.S. military is foolish. It's foolish. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're special forces and you watch this video. That's stupid. For one thing, you're gonna destroy your country. Nobody wants what you're pushing. Nobody supports what you're pushing. Nobody likes you. You're just hateful people that are showing the world if you don't get what you want, you'll use violence. I mean, to me, it just shows you how wicked they really are. And it shows you what the Caucasian man is underneath all the other accoutrements and the diversions. That these people are willing to take life, innocent lives, in order to maintain white supremacy.